Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 77. It is Wednesday today, a full moon in Taurus, and I have very exciting news. Our internet is back up, which is in such perfect alignment. Taurus is about the earth, and the full moon is about illumination and power. And that's exactly what has happened here in our house. We are back in business. So I begin with a huge thank you to all of the wonderful, skilled people who have put their effort into getting a line of power from the street all the way up to our house. It is so good to be able to just turn on technology and have all of the abilities and capabilities that I took for granted for so long. We plugged in the phone last night and I turned on YouTube and I went to Mom C's Lullabies, and 8 hours of ocean music played while we slept, and I woke up feeling so good this morning. So if you are looking for a better way to rest, I highly suggest Mom C's Lullaby. It's on my YouTube channel. Just make sure that you have it on Wi-Fi or you're going to fly through your data. But it's exciting, and the uploads are faster for my videos. I mean, everything is just humming and buzzing along. So I arrive highly charged. Highly charged today. It is sunny and gorgeous. The skies are blue. The moon is full. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so what I wanted to share was a dream that I had last night and how it relates to a Zen card that I pulled on the new moon 2 weeks ago. What I love about the cycles of the moon, and I continue to learn, I am not an expert, I'm just learning as I go. What I learn about the cycles is that as we set our intentions on a new moon, as we tune into the possibilities of what we can create and what we are calling in our human journeys, by aligning with the power of astrology, the stars, the moon, the planets, the energy outside of just this little bubble known as Earth. When we set our intentions on the new moon, that energy carries us all the way into the full moon. And then at the full moon, we are offered more awareness, more understanding, more strength, more power to implement whatever we set as our intentions a couple weeks ago. So I love this book by this amazing author named Sarah Faith, who is just so talented and just incredible. And the book is called Many Moons, and it's a workbook. And you kind of look at the cycles, and she offers all this wisdom. And so she had suggested a card reading where you sit with whatever deck of cards you use and you put them in an order based on some questions that she asks. And she guides you through it. And so you start with where you are currently, what you feel your energy is in the moment in your life or your relationships or whatever you're looking at. And then you also pick a card. I think I talked about this before. You actually look at the cards and pick which ones you want from the deck, which I've never done. And so I picked the first one, and then I picked where I want to move to. And the first one was flowering, blossoming, starting to expand. And then the place I want to get to is we are the world, this sense of unity and harmony and oneness. And then you ask these questions and pull some answers through the cards, which is all just energy for this little path. You kind of create an arc from the place you are now to where you want to be. And so the questions I was asking and then answering along the way were like, get out of your head, quit being so stressed, let go of anxiety, have patience. I mean, right? As we lose our power and I have to step out of the stress and anxiety and be patient. And there was this card called Comparison that showed up as the answer to a question, something like, what is going to get in your way, or what do you need to know so that you don't block your path to this place you're trying to get to? And the word comparison showed up. So that was 2 weeks ago, and the card has just sort of been sitting on my table, just, sitting there, and I look at it every once in a while, all these cards. And so last night, which, this is the full moon illumination, I go to bed, fall asleep, beautiful Momsie's lullaby playing in the background, ocean music carrying me in and out of dream space. And I wake up this morning right at the tail end of a dream, so I remembered it. And in the dream, I was with this beautiful woman, a coach who I've gotten to know, and I was talking to her. She's writing all these notes down on a piece of paper, and she's like, I've got to do this, I've got to get my funnel, I've got to figure out what my offering is, what my gift is, what my free gift is, what my follow-up email is, all of these marketing techniques that are proven to be very successful at building your business. And she's writing all this down and very studious, sitting at her table. And I'm kind of, walking in and out and going into the other room and talking to people and coming back and checking on her. And it's like, I'm super chill and she's very busy, very, very busy. And in the dream, she keeps asking me, like, aren't you going to sit down? Don't you have to look at your funnel? Like, what is your gift going to be? What's your offer? When are you doing your next email? Like, all this stuff. And I wasn't getting stressed. I was just so curious in the dream. Like, why? What am I looking at? Why is this happening? Uh-oh, we may have a squirrel visiting the window. So I had a feeling he was going to start barking today. All right, let's see if he stops. If not, we'll pause. He's very excited. There's a lot of energy on full moons. So in the dream, I'm just meandering around and having this beautiful experience, talking to lots of people and coming back and checking on this woman who's doing all of this writing. And then I wake up. And so I laid there for a little bit, just sort of feeling the information that was coming through in the dream. And right away, I saw the image of this Zen card that I'd pulled called Comparison. And so I've pondered it a little bit this morning, and it came up again in my meditation before I made this audio. So I'm going to read the card to you. What I offer, though, is I already know my way is my way. I asked my son to play My Way by Frank Sinatra in the car on the way to school. Like, I just need to hear those words again. What was that? My way? Right. We each have our unique expression in the world, our unique path to follow, and comparing ourselves to others or trying to follow a specific set pathway, a proven thing that works for everyone. It can work, and it does work, and it also puts us into the same field of creation that everyone else is in, which is good, but we also have more than that to bring forward. We have our own unique, beautiful expression that nobody else brings to this world except for us. And so when we can be very courageous and keep looking at who we are individually without comparing to everyone around us, just following what our intuition or guides or quiet time or dream space is showing us to do, we're going to be in this beautiful alignment with our soul that is uncharted. Nobody has been us in this moment at this time on our planet before. This moment has never existed. We have never been on the path of evolution we are individually, as we are right now. So there's a limitation that happens when we're trying to be in the path that has always been successful before. The unknown, the uncharted path, like that's where the genius is going to come. That's where the magic flows. That's where the exhilaration happens. because you're flying out into the waters that no one has ever explored before. So I'll read the comparison card. It feels really important on this full moon in Taurus, about being who we are. Being who we are and being stubborn about it. Like not giving in to what everyone else says we should be doing or what our path should look like, but just fiercely trusting who we are individually. So, comparison. This is by from the Osho Zen Tarot deck. I'll put a picture of it over in the Soulshine Tribe if you want to see what the image looks like. Okay, comparison. Comparison brings inferiority, superiority. When you don't compare, all inferiority, all superiority disappear. Then you are. You are simply there. A small bush or a big high tree, it doesn't matter. You are yourself. You are needed. A grass leaf is needed as much as the biggest star. Without the grass leaf, God will be less than he is. I would add she. Less than she is. This sound of the cuckoo is needed as much as any Buddha. The world will be less rich if this cuckoo disappears. Just look around. All is needed, and everything fits together. It is an organic unity. Nobody is higher and nobody is lower. Nobody superior, nobody inferior. Everybody is incomparably unique. Isn't that awesome? So good. Here's the commentary that goes with the picture. The picture has just two trees side by side. You see the trunk of an oak tree, or the bark of it, and then you see the stalk of the bamboo. And they're just side by side. Just those two images. It says, "Whoever told you that the bamboo is more beautiful than the oak, or the oak more valuable than the bamboo? Do you think the oak wishes that it had a hollow trunk like this bamboo? Does the bamboo feel jealous of the oak because it is bigger and its leaves change color in the fall? The very idea of the two trees comparing themselves to each other seems ridiculous. But we humans seem to find this habit very hard to break. Let's face it, there is always going to be somebody who is more beautiful, more talented, stronger, more intelligent, or apparently happier than you are. And conversely, there will always be those who are less than you in all these ways. The way to find out who you are is not by comparing yourself with others, but by looking to see whether you are fulfilling your own potential in the best way you know how." Whoa. So well said. So well said. On this full moon, this time of illumination and possibilities and seeing yourself in new ways that perhaps you hadn't considered before or allowed into your awareness before. Let yourself, well, that's my judgment, gift yourself with some time to just sit and ponder what makes you incomparably unique. That if you didn't express who you are in this way, the world would be less. And then perhaps on this full moon, commit to something, commit to one tiny little step that is going to move you in that direction. Without comparison. Without comparison. Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love. from my heart to yours.